Sorry guys, got delayed today. Was having a bit of a late dinner. And I played netball for the first time in 12 years, which was quite nice. Exhausting, quite nice. Now, for those of you guys that were here on Sunday night with the frustrations of that particular calculus question, I actually figured out what I did wrong. I did post on the comment section that I'd actually written the wrong formula in Desmos, and that's one of the reasons it didn't actually work out, which was yeah, so it was a bit awkward, but that's what it is. So today, I'm sorry, welcome to everybody that's kind of here. We're going to go into the algebra one today. And I got this question sent to me earlier today. Well, actually not earlier today. It was sent to me a while back, but I just kind of missed it somehow. This was sent like 6 days ago, so obviously somebody wanted me to kind of work on it. And yes, Caden, I can see your question there as well. So we will do that question as well. So we got two questions that we can try and do. The first one we're going to try and do is this one here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Hey Zong, I'm going to drop in tomorrow, man. I'll drop off your t-shirts at school, because I'm just getting all over the place with my time at the moment. Like I said, it's in my car. It's doing nothing. Sukneet, did you get yours? Because yours I actually had an address, so I just dropped it off. Hi Ripley, welcome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is give you guys a couple of minutes to try this question, and then we'll actually go through the answers. All right. Now, this should be reminiscent of what you were doing in year level 1 MCAT. So give it a go. A couple of minutes. Just need to get a few more things sorted, and then I shall hop in. I just saw that. I better move the laundry, yeah. I better move this laundry. I better move this laundry. Oh, what's it? Move. Lives of a small house. All laundry moved. Alright guys, so we're going to get started with this question. I hope you've had a chance to kind of have a crack at it, but how do we go about doing this? Remember we talked about this in, oh no, there it is. My mic's gone. That's better. Didn't realize that actually moved my mic. That's much better. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to write 4. Remember that 4 can be written as 2 to the power of x, and 9 could be written as 3 to the power of 2. So, with that in mind, what I could do, sorry, I put 2 to the power of x, 2 squared, sorry. So initially, I'm going to replace this 4 with 2 squared. So I'm going to get 2 squared to the power of x divided by 2 to the power of x plus y equals to 8. Now I know that 8 is equal to 2 to the power of 3, so that's going to be one of my statements. So I'm going to kind of just do the first one here. So expanding that brackets in the numerator, I'm going to get 2 to the power of 2x divided by 2 to the power of x plus y equals 2 to the power of 3. The next step being 2, because they both have the same basis, we can write this as 2x minus x plus y equals 2 to the power of 3. What do you want, Watson? Okay, go. Oh my God. There. Good lad. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this as 2 to the power of 2x. Expanding the brackets, we're going to get minus x minus y equals 2 to the power of 3. And now, because both the bases are the same, I can actually write this as 2x minus y equals to 3, and then simplifying it, I'm going to get x minus y is equal to 3. Then give me a second, see you masters, I'll come back to that one. All right. So the next part is how about, actually wait, I'll tell you what, I've done the first part here, why don't you guys try doing the second part, which is try and get a statement out of that. So you master, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. All right, if you got a long way to go, man. You got a long way to go. Like I mean, if I don't know what year level you're in, CU Master, but if you're in like level 1 or 2, I would say there's so much more work that still needs to be done. Hi, RL Diaz. There you go, Marco. One notice there. See, I don't think you've let anybody down, Sue. Like, I mean, to be honest, those awards, like, I know when you're kids, you're sitting there thinking, oh, I need to get like a Dux, or I need to get you know, this particular award and things like that. Like, but the reality is that you just gotta focus on improving yourself one step at a time. And as long as you're willing to do that, you just keep going. I mean, like that's kind of what I'm doing right now with like learning. Like, I know that the more I learn, the less I know, because there's just so much to know. And you know, just because you win an award doesn't really mean anything. It just means that at that moment somebody might have been better than you, or you were better than them on that particular moment. But just focus on the long game. Anyway, look, enough advice. 9 could be written as 3 squared, so I'm going to write that as 3 squared to the power of x plus y divided by 3 to the power of 5y equals 243, which happens to be 3 to the power of, is it 4? No, it's 5, isn't it? 81 times 3, so it's going to be 3 to the power of 5. Then expanding the brackets in the numerator, I'm going to get 2 times x plus y over 3 to the power of 5y equals 3 to the power of 5. Then expanding the brackets, I'm going to get 2x plus 2y divided by 3 to the power of 5y equals 3 to the power of 5. And then because both the 3's are there, I could then they're the same basis, I could go 2x plus 2y minus 5y is equal to 3 to the power of 5. 2x minus 3y is equal to 5, because that is your next kind of like having those two powers equal to the same. Now what you've got here is a simultaneous equation. So you've got x minus y is equal to 3, and then you've got 2x minus 3y equals to 5. Now at this point you can try and, I mean, you guys have a graphics calculator, so you can just go straight into it, go into simultaneous equations and put that as unknowns 2, 1 minus 1 and 3, 2 minus 3 and 5. So x equals to 4 and y is equal to 1. I'm not sure, RLDS, what this question is. I mean, if it is an excellence, it's a very easy excellence. You kind of have to ask the person that actually sent this, and I can't remember who sent it to me. Yeah, Siu, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I've been applying for something for almost 6 years now, Siu, and every time I've been rejected. Like, sometimes I make it to the final round, and then I get to the final round, and obviously on that particular day I am not good enough, and it doesn't mean that I have to stop. It just means that there's other opportunities there. Stanley, like, I'm supposed to do like level 2 probability next, which it's on my list of things to do, and yeah, in the meantime I made the mistake of introducing myself to video AI, and I've kind of dug a rabbit hole there. I'm glad to hear that, Hunter. It's really awesome. Right, look, I think any questions with this one, because this one seems like a straightforward question, right? Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I've got another question. I need to try and take a screenshot of it, because some of these photos are just like, geez, that's huge. Okay, hang on. Let's drop this size. It's not too bad, is it? All right, after this one, Katie, we'll do that one, all right? Because I've not got any questions yet. So I'll write it up here. So this is your fractions question. We got 5x plus 4 divided by x plus 4 minus 3x minus 4 divided by 2x plus 1 equals 2 over 5. All right, we can try and do that next. So let's try this one here. After how long will the stoat population first drop below 200? So I'll give you guys about a minute or two to try this. I'm trying to think what day it is today. Today is 25th. So we still got another 4 more tutorials left. 2 calculus, 1 algebra, and Tuesday night emergency help desk. And the 8th is the exam day. All right, so with this question, all we're really doing is trying to figure out what t is. When will the stoat population first drop below 200? So if it's below 200, we're going to put s is equal to 200, and we're going to figure out what t is. So we've got 200 equals 300 times 0.95 t. And then what we're going to do is kind of rearrange to try and figure out what t is. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the 300, and I've got 200 over 300. I need to take logs on both sides, so this is going to be ln of 2/3 equals ln of 0.95t, and one of your log rules is that the t comes to the front, and we're going to have ln of 2/3 is equal to t times ln of 0.95, and then t is equal to ln of 2/3 divided by ln of 0.95. So put that in the calculator and we're pretty much good to go. Ln of 2/3 divided by ln of 0.95. Now, like Awesome Carrot, it's it's a really good question. It's just ln has a base of e, so when you're using like ln, it has a base of ex. When you're using log, it has a base of 10. Now e is roughly, I think, 2.7 or something. I don't know, I can never remember that. I think it's, there you go, 2.71. So this is just another fancy way of writing 2.718x, but instead of that, they just write that as e. Now, what you might be wondering, okay, hang on, what if I use log instead of ln? Let's see what happens. If I do log of 2/3 and divided by log of 0.95, I should theoretically get the same answer. And as you guys can see, I get 7.9 in when I use natural log, and then if I use just the normal log, it's also 7.9n. So t in this case is going to equal 7.9. What is t? Is that in months? Yeah. Now that's Octane. That's for like generally what proof questions they do that. Bella Silva, no, it does not matter whether you use ln or log, as long as you don't use one of them ln and the other one log, then it doesn't actually work out right. Now I think this probably is a merit question. Usually these types of questions end up being like they have a follow-up question. See, like, I think this is a really good question to do, and I'll put the next question up here. So the follow-up question is like when you put two things equal to each other. So let me put this one here. So remembering that S is equal to 300 times 0.95t. So basically what they're asking is how many, so this is something worth remembering, guys, because when they do these log questions, right, normally they do this basic question where they give you like, here's a formula, and then you got to try and figure out what t is when they give you like a different value for s. So that's what we did here. I've almost seen like there's only like a couple of variations they could ask. Sometimes they'll give you the t and ask you to figure out what s is. That's like an achieved. If you're going backwards, if they give you s and then they ask you to figure out what t is, generally tends to be a merit. And the last one, which is the excellence one, is when they have like when two things are meeting together. So in this follow-up question, what we've got here is we've actually got two populations. We've got the stoat population, and then we've got the kiwi population. And what we're trying to figure out is at what time are both of those populations going to be the same. So when they ask you a question like this, all you're really doing is you're putting those two equations together. So 300 times 0.95t is equal to 100 times 1.015t. Now what I'm going to do is I'll give you guys maybe like 3 minutes to try and 2 to 3 minutes to try and solve this. Now with this one, you will need to show working. You can't just put it in the calculator and try and solve it. It's yeah, unfortunately they don't accept that, so you've got to actually show the full working. I'm not Hunter. I think when you have like 3y to the power of 4, you're gonna get 81y4, but I don't know how that -1 is coming. So, oh, okay, I see. It's 3y to the power of -1. I mean, you could just write the answer as 3y to the power of 5 there. That's another way you could do it. Or 5? No, it won't be 5. Hunter, with that question, I think I need to see if there's a bracket around that y to the power of -1 or 3y, because it looks like you potentially have like 2 different questions without brackets there. Ripley, no, sorry, I didn't. I'm just showing the 2.718 is the e value itself. This got nothing to do with the answer. That's weird. No, that's weird, Octane, that you kind of saw that. Yeah, Abraham, E does stand for 2.718, and I think you kind of can see that on my calculator. I put e to the power of 1. That's what that 2.718 is. All right, Danielle, before working on your question, I've got a, I think I had a algebraic fraction that I need to work through, but we'll do this excellence question, and then after that, we'll actually go through that other question, and oh, I've got a few more questions. Okay, cool. How much more time should I give you guys for this one? Another 1 minute, and then I'll go through this question. By the way, this question is actually very, how do I say it? It's one of those questions where if you see ever 2 equations that you need to equal each other, then this is like a standard question that you can try and do. Hunter, let me know if this is the question you're asking. I'm just going to do it on the side there. I'm more interested in the denominator. Is your denominator does it look like this? Or does it actually look like this? I need to know which one it is before I can answer your question. Is it the top box or the bottom box? Okay, so if it's the bottom box, then expanding this, you're going to get 3 to the power of 4. Skip add. Y to the power of 4 divided by 3 to the power of 3 times y to the power of -1. Now 3 cancels out with that, so that's going to become 3. So you're going to get 3 to the power of 3 is 27y4 divided by y minus 1. Then you're going to get 27y4 minus the bottom power, which is -1. So your answer should be 27y to the power of 5. Okay, so let's go through this excellence question here. Now, as I said to you guys before, like these types of excellence question, it does come every now and then, but it's like one of those really kind of like, you learn the method and you pretty much have to remember it, and there's only like one little trick to it, and you'll be fine after that. All right, so let's go through this. So what I want to do is I would like to get rid of the 300 and 100, and I'm actually going to move the 0.95t to the other side. So what's going to happen is this. I'm going to go 300 divided by 100 is equal to 1.015t divided by 0.95t. So all I've done is I've just kind of moved those terms to the other side, and I'm actually dividing it. Now 300 divided by 100, that's pretty straightforward. That's just 3. However, here is where the trick comes in, all right? And it's such a simple trick, guys, because all you have to do is, you know, we want to take logs, but the problem is we've got 2 t's. We want to actually make this as 1 t. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this entire thing as a bracket, 1.015, divided by 0.95 to the power of t. Because remember, if this has a power of 1 and this has a power of 1, 1 times t is t, and at the bottom denominator, 1 times t is also t. So this is like kind of like not factorizing, but kind of very similar to that kind of idea, but taking the power out. And so that's all I've done here. And guess what? The rest of the question is pretty straightforward after that, because you're going to get 3. And I'm not going to do the division yet, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. But instead of that, I'm going to do ln. So sorry, I should have done ln of 3, 0.15 divided by 0.95 to the power of t. Now what I can do is bring the t to the front. And when I do that, I get ln of 3 equals t times ln of 1.015 divided by 0.95. So then, this is pretty much exactly as what we did in the previous question. So we're going to get ln of 3 divided by 1.015 divided by 0.95. So we're going to get an answer for t now. Go straight into the calculator. We've got ln of 3 divided by ln of 1.015 divided by 0.95. And basically we're getting 16.59. Okay, for all the guys that have come in kind of halfway through, we could use ln or log. It doesn't really matter. As long as you use the same thing, that's all that matters. See, if I use log, still the same answer. All right, so nothing to worry about. See, oak, I would say excellence, but yeah, like I don't know, maybe it might be merit, borderline low excellence. I couldn't really I know that I would probably given this excellence a few years ago, but things are changing, man. All right, any questions with this so far, what we've done? I can tell you definitely, Zong, that is not an achieved. All right, folks, if you don't have any question, I want to go to that fraction question that we had before. Caffeine. It's just a water, mate. Water. Although, funny story. I got a contact. Someone's gonna be happy. What was it the other day? I had one of those fake ads. But look, before I tell you that story, I don't think you guys have any questions from this, so we'll go to the fractions there. All right, let's try this question here. We got to try and solve for x. Maybe I should write it a little bit better. Yeah, let's try this question here. This question is definitely a merit. I don't think it's an excellence or an achieved, but it'll definitely be a merit. Yeah, going back to your stories, Zong. I had one of those fake email addresses, people calling me, like not calling, but like sending emails about potential partnerships, and this one was from Fiji Water, and it's like that, they're like, oh look, we just want to see you use our product, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? It's like, it's like, how do you even promote something like that? Do you just go, I'm thirsty, I'm drinking my Fiji water? Yeah, so no, it's I'm happy with my tap water. Yeah, JH, that's what I'm thinking as well. You know, it's definitely an excellence question, the previous one. There is another version of it where they ask you to find the rate. That one I know is surely excellence, but that's a lot more easier because all you do is just flip the power. Octane, I didn't get 2 over 5. That was the question that was given to me. I've never tried Fiji water. Now, now I've got to try it. It's like I remember when this was so hilarious when you go to Europe. You know, people are like, "Oh, do you want sparkling water?" And I'm like, "What? No, I just want normal tap water." And it's like, "Oh, tap water." All right, I'm going to give you guys 1 more minute, and then we'll try and work through this question. It's a terrible, terrible attempt, Weedy. Terrible attempt at French accent. My son hates it because yeah, there's a French guy we met in when we were traveling in Malaysia. It was hilarious. This guy, he didn't speak much English, but there was this one thing that we would constantly say, and and I kid you not, we said it for the whole trip. Every time we saw him, um, yeah, it was good fun. I'm waiting for you guys to solve it and tell me what it is. That's why I gave you guys a couple of minutes. Right, that's enough, guys. Let's go. I'm gonna start working through this now. Look, I know that we do these questions in so many different ways. One of the ways, like every time I try to do the fraction questions, I do like multiple different ways, right? So the first one obviously is make the left hand side a single fraction, and then cross multiply. That's a nice and easy one. I mean, you could do that. That's fine. The one that I want to try and do today is slightly different, but it does work, by the way. It's basically to get rid of the denominators, right? So what I'm going to do is my first step, I'm going to multiply. So think about it like this, right? Now you've got like 3 terms. So firstly, you've got this yellow term, then you've got this green term, then you've got the blue term. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get rid of the x plus 4 from the yellow term. And to do that, I need to multiply the numerator by x plus 4. But I'm going to do that same thing for every one of them. So I'm going to multiply x plus 4 with every one of those colored terms. Because when I do that, what happens is x plus 4 and x plus 4 cancel out. And what I'm left with is 5x plus 4 minus 3x minus 4 x plus 4 times 2x plus 1 equals 2 times x plus 4 over 5. So the next thing I want to get rid of is the 2x plus 1. So I am going to multiply this by 2x plus 1, this by 2x plus 1, and this by 2x plus 1. And when I do this, what's going to happen is the 2x plus 1 cancels out, and I'm left with just 5x plus 4, 2x plus 1, minus 3x minus 4, x plus 4 equals 2 over 5, x plus 4 times 2x plus 1. Hey, hand grenade, you're back. I need to actually reach out to Tend, what is it? Not Tend, Temu or AliExpress to see if someone can do that. The last one that I want to get rid of is the 5. So I'm going to multiply every one of these terms by 5. And basically now I've gotten rid of all of the denominators. And what I have is this one humongous, ugly looking equation that I need to kind of solve. Basically, this is just another way of doing quadratic, like the fractions. I always say this to you guys, like I like showing like multiple different ways, and then I just pick the one that actually suits you the best. JH, theoretically I can't. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you can read between the lines because this is live. Yes, Katie, you could have combined the fractions. You could have done it that way as well. I'm just showing like lots of different ways in how you can actually do this. Like I skip all of those line 2 and line 3 and straight away I go from here to here because it's just another easy way of doing it. If you're going to do upside down barbecue, which some people do, you're more than welcome to do that, and then cross multiply as well. But basically you're going to end up with the exact same thing as what you do here. Yes, you can do cross multiplication, Mohammed, and then do another cross multiplication with those 2 fractions as well. Like I said, guys, ultimately all you got to do is just find a method that you're comfortable with, work on it, and if you get the final answer like I do, then you're fine. Right? So don't stress too much about like this method or that method. Find the one that you work out. Yes, you still have to multiply the 5 on the left side, because even if you combine the fractions, because what you right now have on the left hand side, remember the yellow and the green, when you combine yellow and the green, you're going to get another fraction, right? And that fraction equals 2 over 5. So you still have to kind of cross multiply it kind of like twice. What I'll do is I will quickly do this one, and then I'll show you guys the cross multiplication methods to see if we are on the right track. All right, so I've got 5, and then I've got 10x squared, 5 and 8, that's 13x, plus 4 minus 5 times 3x squared, 12 minus 4 is 8, minus 16, 2 times 2x squared, this is x8, 9x, plus 9x, plus 5, expanding the brackets, 50x squared, plus 65x, plus 20, minus 15x squared, minus 40x, plus 80, equals 4x squared, plus 18x, plus 10. Now, 54 minus 15, 39x squared, 65 minus 40 is 25, 25 minus 18 is 7. This is not looking promising. 100 minus 10 is 90. I hope this actually works out, because this looks very, very awkward, this numbers. It's alright, let's have a look. Menu, we're going to go into polynomial, and we've got 39, 7 minus 90. That's what the 2 answers are. Those are the 2 answers that I have. Oh no, did I make a mistake? Where did I make a mistake? Isn't it 31x squared? Yep, thank you. That should be 30. What is it? No, it's 50. Oh, minus 19. Yep, yeah. You're right. 31x squared. Thank you. Yep. I knew I was gonna make a mistake there because it was just trying to be too lazy. Have I missed anything else? 65 minus 40 minus 40 is 15. 15 minus, wait, 25 minus 18. Yep. Are we all good here so far? Minus 10. Did I mess that up? Surely not. 100 minus 10, 90? Positive 90. Ah! Thank you. I'm just tired today, man. Like, let's try this again. Come on. What? I've made too many mistakes. I'm tired. Hang on. Let's see. 2x squared plus... Oh, there's a 4. What am I doing? God. 4, that's 8. That's 92. That still is not going to have any real roots. Any other mistakes? Yeah, it's still not going to work. Oh, it's meant to be 4, not 5 in the third to last line. Third to last line. Third to last line. Really, Daniel? This is one of those horrible questions. I don't know who sent it to me. Was it you? I can't remember who sent the question. Are you guys all getting the same equation? And if there's no real roots, then there's no solutions for this. Unless I copied the question wrong again, which is very possible. Okay, nah, that's all right. Like, look, I think this was just someone that typed up the question earlier in the chat. I think, was it you, Katie? Katie, 5x plus 4 divided by x plus 4 minus 3x minus 4, 2x plus 1. Yeah, Katie, I think, is that the right question? Because unless we missed them negative or somewhere. That kind of sucks. Damn, I hate these questions with... All right, let's do this one here, because I think it might actually not have any might have it not any real roots. Okay, I've got the next question coming up. Give us a second. Where is it? Rotate left. Oak, you can send it through email. I've got an email that I've listed there. I've still got a few more questions that I need to work through, but hopefully you guys can see this question. But basically it says equation below has real and equal roots. So it is real and equal roots. And the question is k squared x squared plus 4k minus 8x plus k squared over 4 equals to 0. That's all right, Katie. I mean, that's pretty much how you do it. I mean, if people got the same kind of how close we all came to that, then it was just going to be a quadratic, and then we solved the quadratic and we're good to go. Yeah, you still have to multiply the opposite left-hand side by 5. So you're going to end up with... Hang on, how did you end up with that? I think you're missing something there. 10x... Octane. 10x to the power of 4. Jeez, that's... Is that 10x to the power of 4 or x minus 4? I can't actually see that, Octane. Alright guys, I'm only going to give you another minute for this one because this is just, you know, it's real and it's equal. So what do we know? The discriminant is equal to 0. Off you go, give it a go, and then figure out what's the possible values for k. Yep, b squared minus 4ac. Equal roots means one solution, yeah, else funny letter, that's what we're doing. So equal roots, single solution. So we've got b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. B is going to be this lovely looking thing here. A is going to be k squared, and then C is going to be k squared over 4. So what we've got here is 4k minus 8 squared minus 4 times A, which is k squared, C, which is k squared over 4, is equal to 0. So what we've got here is we pretty much, I'm just trying to think, is there another way of doing this? Actually no, we're gonna go 4k minus 8 squared, skip adds, minus k to the power of 4, because the two 4's cancel out. So this is what we have here. Now what we can do is, I'm just trying to think. This is a bit annoying, this question, but how am I going to explain to you guys? Okay, I'm going to explain to you guys like this, right? Just bear with me on this. Sometimes what you know, I'm looking at this question and the first thing I'm thinking is, oh, I'm going to expand the 4k minus 8 squared and I'm going to get a quadratic. But the problem then is I'm going to have a k to the power of 4, I'm going to have a k squared, and then I'm going to have a k on top of that as well. Now that's, we can't really factorize that and figure out what k is. So there is, you kind of have to look at these types of questions, and this is what makes these types of questions excellence, right? Because you have to recognize what's actually happening here in this excellence question. Because most of the excellence questions, it's not just like, how do I say it? Like some excellence questions are like straightforward, right? You kind of like work this out and then be done and dusted. Sometimes I'm like looking at this question, I was like, this is too easy to be an excellence. And then I get to this part and I'm actually stuck because I'm like, what do I do here? Now, the important thing to notice is that if we expand it, we can't do this. Right? So this is something that you just have to get into your head, because if you expand this right now, you're going to have k to the power of 4, you're going to have k squared, you're going to have k, and then a number. And it's like, you can't really work with that. However, the thing that you kind of need to understand to notice is difference of two squares in this case. What do I mean by difference of two squares? If you've forgotten this, it's all right. Don't stress too much. I will show you, I'll remind you again. This is difference of two squares. If you have x squared minus 25, you can factorize this to x minus 5 and x plus 5. If you have x squared minus y squared, you could actually factorize this to x minus y, x plus y. If you have x squared minus x to the power of 4, then you can factorize this as x minus x squared and x plus x squared. So hopefully you guys can actually see the pattern here, that what we're really working with is difference of two squares, because we've got 4k minus 8 squared minus k squared is equal to 0. So what we're going to end up with, we're actually going to factorize from here, and we're going to write this as difference of two squares, because we're going to get 4k minus 8 minus k squared, and then 4k minus 8 plus k squared is equal to 0. Now I'm going to pause there because I know that was a lot to take in. If you have any questions, please let me know, but I'm going to try and highlight it in a way that it kind of makes sense. So if you have, that's a terrible color. Let's go with, do I have any other ones? No. Let's just go with yellow and green because it just makes sense. So yellow goes there and there, yellow goes there and there, yellow goes there and there. In this case, the 4k minus 8 is the yellow part. And then if we take the blue, 25 is 5 and 5. Y comes there. X to the power of 2 comes there and there. So when we have k squared, that's going to be negative k squared on one bracket and plus k squared on the other bracket. Wait, I've got a whole sequence of questions that I need to do, and I've only got like 5 minutes. So I'm going to try and work this through and probably call it after that. Maybe I'll do this the next time, yeah? Do you not get the marks if you put the expanded version minus k4 in your calculator? Miller, I know what you're thinking, right? You're thinking about using polynomials, and you kind of work through it. No, my bedtime's not at 9 o'clock, Gracie. My bedtime's at like 11 o'clock, but it's just I need to do some actual schoolwork after this. Prepare for my actual classes, the job that actually pays me. You might need to check your expansion with the octane, with the expanding with that minus, because that minus in front of the 3x minus 4 is going to have an impact on your on the rest of your answers. Now look, as for this question, what we figured out is we've got two brackets, they're equal to 0. So we're going to do our first bracket equals to 0. So we've got minus k squared plus 4k minus 8 is equal to 0, or k squared plus 4k minus 8 is equal to 0. Now, both of these ones we're going to put in the graphics calculator to try and work it out. So in the first one, I've got minus 1, 4, and minus 8. When I do that, there's no real roots. And then for the next one, I've got k equals 1.46 and negative 5.464. So those are my two answers for k. But it's just one of those weird it's not a weird question. It's just like, look, I always say this, right? Like when you see these hard questions and you're like, how the hell am I supposed to think like that in the exam? Well, guess what? You've just been given that tip, right? So next time you do face a question like that, you're like, oh yeah, I remember doing something very similar like this, and I should be all right. Line 3 to line 4. Are you actually talking about, let me just put that here. Ask that number again, JH. Yablahan, no, you cannot. Not if it's plus, because remember, this is difference of two squares. Difference means you're doing subtraction, not adding. No, Corbin, you can actually do it by quadratic formula if you want to. For solving k squared plus 4k minus 8, you can use the quadratic formula and just kind of work through. But like, you know, the important thing is that, like, you know, if you do have a graphics calculator, it just, the advantage is that you're not wasting time kind of doing long kind of working out. That's all. Japsamrit, it's not a problem. Thank you again. Okay, so Annabella, hopefully that kind of helped you with that question. Now I got 4 questions to go today. Jeez, that's a lot. No, 5. We might have to actually hold off on the questions, folks, because yeah, I shouldn't have played netball. I'm exhausted at the moment. But I will take all of your I think we'll do all of those 4 questions for the next session. So I've got about 4 algebra questions. I think we're lining up for next week. We can definitely try and do that. All right. Yeah, so guys, look, in the meantime, Connor, actually I'm going to go back to Connor's question because I know what he's trying to do. So Connor, if you were to do that, what happens is that you tend to miss out on answers. So it's like, let's say you do that, right? Like, let's say you go 4k minus 8. Sorry, Connor, I just saw your question last and I was like, needs to be answered. So let's say you were to do this, right? And then you take square root of these answers. In level 2, what's really important is that when you take square root, you actually have to put plus or minus. So if I take square of this side, I'm actually going to get plus or minus 4k minus 8. And then here I'm going to get plus or minus k squared. So you're pretty much creating more work for yourself by doing that method. So that's why I probably remember in level 2, whenever you do square root in level 2, you have to actually have the have to have plus or minus, and then that's of course going to affect, because then you're going to have like the combination of, you know, you could have k squared plus so there's almost like you end up with like 4 sets of equations, I think, and it can get a bit tedious. And that's avoided by doing that difference of 2 squares, because the other ones is probably not going to provide you any solutions anyway. JH 3 to 4, all I did, JH, was I just cancelled this. I cancelled the 2 4s, and then k squared times k squared is equal to k to the power 4. No worries, Isaac, you're welcome. Thank you. No, you're welcome, Kaden. No doubting. Yeah, Connor, I mean, like, you know, yes, I can kind of see it, but it's also very easy to miss that plus or minus part. And in some of the bigger questions, missing that can be quite, that's a difference between you getting an excellence or a merit for that question. Ah, Caden, trust me, that boy should be doing level 3 calc. He should be doing like Skull next year. Which line is for merit in this? I don't think this one had I actually had the schedule. Someone sent it to me, so I can have a quick look. Hold on. Annabelle's. So for merit, recognizing and factorizing it to difference of 2 squares. So you actually have to get to line 6 to get a merit. That's a bit brutal, that paper. No, Zong, he's not a nerd. He's actually wanting to learn, and I praise the kid for doing that, because, like, I mean, if I had the opportunity to sit and listen to people, I would be doing that as well. And yeah, you know. That's awesome stuff, Marco. No, it's not, Zong. It's not a definition of a nerd. I'll have that argument with you any given day. And you know what? Call it what you need, but at the end of the day, if that makes you feel good, then good for you. But at the end of the day, I have respect for this kid, because this kid wants to learn, and I only discovered that skill at like, what, 40, and this kid has got a skill at like, I don't know, 14, 13. Anyway, good chat, folks. I'll tell you what I'm gonna call it, because as you can see, bloodshot eyes, I'm ready to actually go. Friday's my last math session. Yeah, it happens, man. I think I forgot that the year 13s are finishing this. They're finishing this. What do you call it? This week. That's pretty. I remember, like, I always kind of felt sad about saying bye to my kids. I'm not gonna lie. Some kids I was like, "See ya, good luck, child." Hey, see you. Don't let that award bug you, my friend. Honestly. It's just a little glitch before your rise. That's all you got to do. Oh yeah, yeah. It's putting the last question into two quadratics. Interesting. Interesting. You could do that. Yeah, no, I need sleep from a burning building. Sure, Marco. You just gotta let me know where it is, man. Because I finally got Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and like to be honest, I'm actually enjoying it. It's actually really. Although the first game that we're playing it's been a bit hard. We've got a desert, and it's just like crazy. But right. Have a good weekend, folks. I think I'm seeing you on Sunday. It would be very interesting to see what's happening on Sunday after the World Cup. I don't know how many people would be like excited, and yeah, let's see what happens. Right, cool. Take care, guys. I'll see you Sunday. Till then, just keep practicing. All right, keep practicing those 4 questions that people actually sent. I will maybe we can try and do it. I might have to do a couple of extra sessions, like just extend the sessions a little bit, just for that last week as we head towards the exam, and we can kind of work through it. All right, but in the meantime, just keep working on those practice questions. Keep, covering. Like just keep, even if you like done a practice paper before and you're like, yeah, I can't remember doing that question, go back to it and just keep practicing. That's all I can say. Never stop practicing, and then eventually things will kind of make sense and will work for you. All right. In that sense, I'm going to leave you guys here. Take care, and I will catch you guys Sunday. Bye.